Hello, welcome to Kate's Egg. Today is another day of spring seeding 2022 on our Montana farm. We have the second drill going today, the flex coil, so I'm going to be taking some more lessons to remember how to drive it with my dad, and hopefully I'll be driving it soon. We have to fix the drill right now, so I'm going to get out and see what's happening. We are having some interesting weather. It might be starting to snow. Yeah, wouldn't you say?
Where's that ratchet?
What are you working on right now?
The hose that feeds the shank.
Oh, it's broken.
Yeah, right here. There.
Yikes. So we're replacing it with a new one. That's a very important aspect to seeding, is getting the seed from the tanks to the ground. So as you can see, these are our seed and fertilizer tanks right here. It looks like one big tank, although there's three compartments. So two are usually filled with seed and one fertilizer. And they're dropped down here, so you can see they all go through separately. And then they're combined together at these big hoses. And these hoses direct them to the specific pod. So for example, this long hose goes to this pod over here. And as you can see then, it's separated by these small tubes, which is what is broken over there, that takes it kind of through the shank into the boot and drops the seed out into the ground. So the seed and fertilizer start out separately, but they're all combined when they get to this point. So when they go in the ground, we are putting seed and fertilizer from each boot. So not one boot puts down seed and another fertilizer, it all goes together. And there's so many of them, but it's so important that they're all seeding, because even if you just have 5 of these that get plugged or have broken hoses or stop seeding, you have to go back over that section. And we don't have a way to just seed this portion of the drill, so you have to reseed the entire length, which I think this drill is about 57 feet. So that's a lot of extra cost when there's not huge margin in farming already. So you really have to be very on the ball. And then we purchased these hoses in these long forms, and we have to cut it specifically to fit the shank. And if you cut it too short, you won't be able to clamp it on here and it will keep sliding off. So it's really important you get it just the right length, and then we put this little clamp on. I remember last year winter wheat seeding, I didn't have a broken hose, but I had one that a clamp came off, just because when we were originally putting on the hoses, someone put it on a little bit too short, and that can happen, but it's just important that you notice that and you're able to fix it. We like to use clear hoses so we can sometimes see whether the hose is plugged or not. If you use black ones, then you're not able to tell if the hose plugs, but it's still pretty hard with the clear one, so it doesn't help a lot, just a little bit. So as you can see, this hose is going to go into that shank and attach to the boot, and then up to that pod over there. And there's also another one of those clamps up there to attach it to the pod.
Postal, right? Right. And then come over here so we can put this other one in.
Did any more break? Oh, I see it. Way over there. What causes these to break or pop out? Stress. Civilized way, you're gonna go all the way around.
Okay, the air seeder is all about air, so make sure that before you do anything, turn on the fan. Make sure it's running.
Which one's the fan? One more time.
This one.
Okay.
It's the end one. Push it ahead till it clicks. Make sure it stays on. It's running about 4,400. Now it might change as the weather gets nicer or not. Okay, you know how to put this into gear. This is park.
Yep.
Don't put it in park till you're stopped. Check your gear on that screen, see what you're in.
And you start out in about 4th or 6th, right?
Well, we're not in the ground, so I'm just starting out in 8th. Because that pulls it at about 5. Probably should start out in 6th. Okay, so I'm gonna push the first one all the way in. And I'm gonna look for numbers up here. Okay, we're seeing 50 pounds of seed, 100 pounds of fertilizer. Don't leave corners. You have to drift out a little bit and then kind of sweep. Okay, don't back the plow up. Don't turn sharp in the dirt. Lift it up, turn around, whatever. This is a back and forth game, 100 pounds on the second because the third's almost gone. We're pretty good right now, you see that?
Yes.
So it's this kind of distance, but it's the distance from where you're sitting in the chair. You just get a feel for this.
But it's also only...
Don't get yourself wound up into places that are triangles, Most of these places you get one good pass, but the first one's a hard pass.
Yes.
So because he can see his plow, you can't. When you turn, you lose sight of that outside round of this, edge of it. We're a little bit out, so I'll just walk it back in a row, straighten this tractor back out a little bit. Set up your guidance passes, know how to do that. And I barely could get it done yesterday because my glasses broke, Made it really hard. Okay, we're 51 and 99. We're going 4.9.
Okay. So you don't run at full RPM?
I run it at about 5.1, whatever. But you're always checking the shank that's backing up to turn. You can't set it back in the ground until that thing starts to come forward. Once you pick this up, and we'll go out on this, pick it up, and roll back in on that angle there. Because there isn't enough room to turn this thing around in the dirt here. There just isn't, without backing the shanks up in the dirt. So we're gonna avoid that so we don't have to dig them out, right?
Sounds like a smart plan.
Yeah.
So we're just going to drive straight and then pick it up?
Yeah, but we gotta let the plow come out of this. The plow is way, way behind us because it's a toe between. The cart's in the middle.
Yes. Darcy's is a toe behind.
Right. But you gotta wait till your stuff comes out, you see?
Oh, you had a little skip.
Yeah, I know, but I'll probably pick it up. And you can turn sideways and then pick this thing up. You can turn pretty sharp with these, but don't start thinking, much more than this is good. It ain't. Take a look at what's going on back here. You have to look at everything when you're doing this. Okay, the plow's going forward now. We could have sunk it, but we're way out here.
Well, you missed.
So I'm gonna sink it now. See, it's in the dirt.
Yep.
It runs for a while. Hopefully get seed to the boots by the time it gets into that's why you gotta put it in first, early.
Have you ever seen it in the field when the wheat started growing where someone didn't put it in early enough?
All the time.
Oh, really?
You'll do it too, trust me. This one here is your acre meter. Got 110 on it so far. Press the card again to get your things. Okay, we've been getting a tank 2 air sensor communications error on this. Punch it off on the alarm. It still thinks it's going on. It can't read it or that wouldn't be blinking now.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna say this. Tank 2 air sensor communications error. I'm not believing it.
You're not believing it?
No. I think it's a terminator problem.
What's a terminator?
It cleans up the noise on the electronic information that it feeds its computer or something. I don't really know. I just know that when they're not working, you're having a bad day. Because it just shuts the drills off a lot of times. But I know the air's blowing because I got fan. And I know the meter's turning because I got numbers.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's probably working. How close is my wheel to the edge of the seated part?
You're 2 and Right.
I'm too far out, but that's better being out. You don't want skips, because if you go the other way, Kate, you'll be doing skips.
Yes,
But as
exactly.
Darcy wanders around, that changes unless I drive perfectly along this deal. I'm going to go out a little bit, and then I'm going to cut this corner off here. You see it? I'm not going to make this big hole here. I'm going to cut it off and sweep this corner out, right? That's the high point now. So I'm driving this edge to that high point.
Okay.
And then I'm going to smoothly turn it into the thing. Are we splitting this north and south or east and west, Darcy? See? I'm trying to...
We did it north and south last time. We could...
Oh, I think north and south would probably be okay. So you go and start on the other end, and I'll go down about halfway and peel that off.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to learn a little bit more about how your food gets to your table. You can also follow Kate's Egg on Instagram, KATES_AG, and on TikTok, Facebook, and Pinterest. Or you can visit the Kate's Egg website, www.katesag.com, and see my wonderful Kate's Egg tote bag. Thank you again for watching. Bye!